Hello and welcome to another video. Uh, this time is just some general advice about the game and a little bit of the resources, especially for a certain subscriber, I think, on request of that person. So, first off, one of the things that that person was struggling with was getting the accessories. So, for example, I'm going to use this character. As you can see, I do not have fully upgrade the accessories. The maximum tier is 13. He's tier 10, ready for the tier 11. And as you can see, for example, I don't have enough materials to get all the upgrades. Instead of going to the land of confusion and, you know, waste my stamina bar and my my boxes and all of that, instead instead I can go and use some boxes. Like for example here, I have more than 200. I could use them. But if you don't have this, is what I will think. You can still make use of the smaller ones. Like here, the standard or the basic accessories. You will say, well, uh, I don't need those, right? Like, why will I use them for tier 2 to 5 and so when I'm needing literally the tiers 10 to 13? Well, because if you pop this, like let's say you need the red ones, you use 300 or 400 of these boxes if you have to get the red ones. You can go here to the mansion, and there's a place that is called the workshop. It's on the top left when you go on the stairs, or you can just press a button and go there immediately. In the workshop, you can build your accessories, or well, the material for the accessories. This case, let's wait a little bit for the reconnection right there. Yeah, here in the workshop, you go here to the table, then you go to materials, and there it is. Like I said, you need the red. In this case, I don't have 20. I will need more. Well, for example, I have 1,000 of the standard, the basic accessory material. I could use 200 of those to make 100 of the green ones, the smaller quartz, for better accessories. And I could use 200 of those to make 100 of the next tier, and so on to the purple one, and then the orange one, and all the way to the prismatic one, the one for the last three levels of the accessories. And that can be done for all the different types of materials for the factions. Can be done for the garnet, that is the red one, the emerald, that is the green one, the sapphire, that is the blue one, the molten gold, that is the golden one, and the obsidian, that is this dark one. So even if you don't have, let's say, the boxes to select high tier accessory materials, you can use your low level ones to create some here from some of the low level. Then you craft them. You get from the lowest tier to the next one. Then you go from one tier to the next all the way until you craft the tier that you need. And that way you can use basically the lowest tier of the accessories that you're never gonna use on your characters anymore because you already got past that level. Like you see, I have 400 here, I have 100 here, I have more than 1,000 here, store up, I have almost 2,000 right here, a bit more than 1,000 here. So you could use them if you need. And no, if you put residents on this room, no matter what their special abilities are, like this one, those do not work on the materials. The resident skills to get duplicated items and so only works on gifts, on effect scrolls, and boost scrolls, not on the materials. So For accessories, that will be like the basic advice. Use the lower level ones if you can, and that way you don't waste your stamina doing Land of Confusion, uh, or doing the raids to get more and uh, more accessory material. Now, another thing that uh, the person that requested this video or this advice is struggling with is the relics. As you can see, this is my strongest character, Albedo the Raven Black Guardian, and I have a champion set on her, but you will see that she doesn't have the best relics. Like for example here, 3 Bs and 1 S. If I go here to the upgrades and I go directly to the bases and champion, you will see that I have, let's say, better relics. Like for example here, everything is A, but it's on a dead knight. Why is on a dead knight and not on my albedo? Well, because of the attributes. In my case, for my playstyle and all of that, these these four are the best stats for my tank albedo: defense, speed, HP, and effect precision. Defense and HP are shared here, yes, but instead of speed and effect precision, there is attack and magical defense. For example, here on this other relic, only speed and health is shared, but not the effect precision or the defense. Uh, why I do this point? Well, first off, to let everyone know that you can have like bad relics, like shitty relics. This one is a good one, for example, but you're not always gonna have the best relics or the best sets in general. Like for example, here, 2 Bs, 2 As, 2S, 1A, 1B, triple A, 1B, and so on, as you can see. So even some of my best characters, like the Albedos that I have shown you, the 4 variants, or in this case, Entoma, or Victim, for example, right now, not all have the best. Like, this is a really good one, but then I go to for example, Sebas, and he doesn't have that good. So you're not always gonna have the best relics. It is really random. As you can see, I have damage boost and attack on a tank albedo. I should change that. Here I have a B, it's not the best. Here I have a C, a literal C. It's because I do not have champion longswords. I need a champion set with effect precision for her. That's why I have these ones. But you're not always gonna have the best rankings. Like for example, here I got really lucky and I got 1A and triple S. That is the closest I have to a 4S relic. But for example, if I go here to champion, to bases, or I don't know, let me see if I have something to read like here. B, not really that good as you can see. And another B, like it's not really that useful for me. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, going to the next point. This person it's not only struggling with the sub attributes and the ratings, but also with the dust that you need to do these upgrades. For example, and I purposefully upgraded this one just to show you. Uh, if the rating is B, I don't need it. So I'm gonna dismantle it. I'm gonna discard it. I go to dismantle. Here it is, and I just take it off. I discard it, get some of the brilliant sand back, and back to 90k brilliant sand. And another thing you can do to upgrade more is your duplicated ones. Like for example, these are the lowest rarity of relics, and I don't need them. I don't need them because I have prismatics for all the characters I have, so I can just select them and dismantle them to get the brilliant sand. Why I'm not doing it? Because I don't need the brilliant sand yet. So because I don't need the sand yet, I don't have the necessity to destroy all of this. But yeah, if you don't need these ones, these rarities, because you have like prismatic ones like this, you could dismantle those, get a little bit of brilliant sand back, and start enhancing or getting better ratings with that, as well as the enchants. The enchants are kind of random. Like you're not guaranteed to get the best ones, even if you use the prison version, the most difficult one to get. But if you get like a really good one that you don't want to let go, like for example here I got an iron wall protection, block it. I'm gonna give you a little example. Let me see. A character that is not fully enchant. For example here, this weapon and so right. This character doesn't have the best. What I would recommend you to not waste your elixirs will be, first off, use the epic ones, the purple ones that give you from 1 to 3 random attributes. Use them first in case you get something lucky. Like for let's say I'm gonna use just one to see what I get. I get critical chance, attack, and critical resistance, the one of the right. But I prefer the one that I have on the left because I'm still getting crit. I'm still getting crit resistance, critical damage resistance, but I'm getting critical damage and assist rate. In this case, let's say that my my elixir that I use an example, the one that I use right now, instead of giving me the second one, let's say you give me the one on the left, the one I'm keeping. All right, those are three or out of four. Now that I have one that I like, I could use the next grade, the legendary ones, that I'm gonna get me from 2 to 4 random attributes. But do not use them all, like use just certain quantity. So you try to look for a better item. Like for example, let me see here. Yeah, this is not very useful. Let's say here, if something good appears, nothing. But I'm using the epic ones, so I'm not really wasting any good resource. But okay, let's say I wasted them, I didn't get lucky. I can go to the legendary ones next. And for example, I got two sets with Hot Pursuit. If the character was a mom, it was a momon or a seshi or something like that, it would be very useful because they do chase and assist and so. But not on this character because this is Tanxicita, the one I just picked up for example. So I don't need it. I could continue to try and get more enchantments here. Like for example, I'm gonna use 4 more because I have a lot of those here. And boom, I got a play with fire, another good set right there. Where I'm not really getting anything that I kind of need on this character. So I could keep trying and trying. Like for example, I got here another one hit kill. I will lose effect precision, yes, and magical defense a little bit. Or I could get more area of effect skill damage. In this case, I do not really care because Cicera is a tank, not a damage dealer. Where I could keep trying and trying until I get something that I like. Like for example, you saw some sets, some enchantments there that you could like. Like here I got a Almighty Penetration. If you had a ranger character, you would really like to have that. Like another Hot Pursuit for a ranger, an assassin, a riddle with holes for bleed team characters. Like you really have the chances to get whatever you want there. Look, another riddle with holes with critical chance and critical damage. Something like SSR and Toma would really love that. And if you get something that you like, let's say in this case is the Unearing Shot, you buy this, the Imperial Church Cube, on the Conquest shop, and you use your Prism. That way, this enchantment is gonna remain the same, but the other three are gonna change. This guys, I don't have the cube, but for example, I can use one of these and see what do I get. Like, just look at that. I got that riddle with holes level 2. Like, that is insane. I'm just gonna get it. So I'm gonna so I change the relic for another character. Like, look at this, an unstoppable level 3. That is a really really good one. I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah, I know this is not so good for this Cicita, but what I'm gonna do is gonna right now, because I have so many elixirs, transfer it. I'm gonna choose right now another Sparkle Red Dragon helmet. I'm gonna transfer the enchantments right there. Like for example, here. Yeah, this one has crit and damage boost. I could put this in a Bleed Team member, or I can enchant, for example, this one. I'm just gonna give it a shot to the first five. Nah, I didn't got lucky. Let's see if I get that this one has damage boost. That is nice for a damage dealer. Critical damage right there. This one is really good. Attack, speed, and health for warriors and rangers is really really good. Like, I got an A right there. That is a nice rating. And a beyond speed. That is suboptimal to say the least. Here I have attack, damage boost, and critical damage. I could try here, and I'm not really worried about my brilliant sand going down because I could dismantle them anytime. Like for example, right there, an A on critical damage resistance, an S on damage boost. Sadly, a B on attack, and a B on critical damage. That is not really what I will want or expect, but it's still something. For example, I don't need that helmet anymore. I could dismantle it, get a little bit of my brilliant sand back. Of course, I'm very, very down now. So what I'm gonna do off camera is to transfer these enchantments to this new helmet, put it in a Bleed Team member that will need this, and so that way I keep the riddle with holes level 2 that is very very precious to have. Then I'm gonna re-enchant the helmet to give Cicita the effect precision that she wants again. Considering I have so many legendary elixirs, that should not be a problem. And then I can continue upgrading. Another thing, how to get more brilliant sand, or another different ways to get brilliant sand is through here. In the shard exchange, you go to the shard recycle. For example, I have all of these that are repeated. I'm not gonna use my Entoma and my Albedo shards, but I'm gonna recycle everything else. So I do it. There it is. You go to the part that uses the white one, the star shard, and for example, from these options, I don't care about any of those except for a little bit of the random, a random epic enchanted material, and brilliant sand. Like for example, I can use here. Boom, you can get more. So if you have shards to recycle, you can use them to get that. Not only that, but on the shop you can get here on the Conquest shop the brilliant sand as well as the Imperium charge cubes that I told you. You can also use any extra currency from the multiplayer game modes to get more brilliant sand. Like you can really get a lot. Not only that, but if you go to the adventure part, you can use the coins that you gain by doing quests on the Adventurers Guild to get brilliant sand in both the rental shop and the Royal Capital shop. Not only that, but the demonic vendor also sells. I think yeah, the demonic vendor also sells brilliant sand, so you can get more sand from there. Also, you can go to the events, like for example, right now here you can go and buy brilliant sand with both type of currencies that the event has, so you can get even more there. And there are just more and more options. Another thing, the rewards in the event shop, you can get relics. And for example, I have a lot of random prism relics. I can use one to see what I get. Maybe I get lucky and I get something with good attributes, and I can lock it up to later on and chance it. Like for example, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. A red dragon base that has attack, that has speed and critical chance. If I get lucky, maybe I can get S attack and crit on A rating or S. Effect resistance I don't really care, but this could be a really good relic. So I lock it with this little button here, so I can differentiate it from the rest of the relics when I look at them, and later on enchant it. Like for example, here I open this box, another random prism relic, and you can keep using them anytime you want. You can use them all at once to see what you get, or like me, I just open one daily to see what I get and if something is worth uh, enchanting. And so, like for example, here right now, this select pack just appeared for the rewards. I can get gems and brilliant sand. On the daily rewards, you can get more sand. Yeah, it's just 1,000, not a lot, but everything adds. Everything that you put here adds gems as well. You gain gems on everything, so you don't have to worry about that. And for the last part, the person that was telling me, the person is struggling to upgrade the combat power of the characters, all because of the awakening. Of course, the accessories is easy to upgrade. The startup, you need to either get lucky getting the characters on their banner, or constantly sending them on the dispatch. Like the way I got the four albedo variants, this Shaltear, this Cocytus, this Entoma, this Seshi, and this Lupus Regina to 6 stars, is by sending them on the dispatch. Like the moment, for example, from the very first moment I got this character, from the first day that I got it, I was sending her in the dispatch daily, day after day. All the shards got added up, as well as the 30 shards from the bond levels, as well as the extra shards from the character that I got by getting it 2 or 3 times on her banner. And so everything added up, and I got her to 6 stars. Arc lights as well. I got like 2 or 3 arc lights on her banner, like the Dark Shield arc light in this case, and the other 3 I got them by dismantling arc lights that I didn't care, I didn't want, and using the material that they convert into to buy more arc lights from the ones I was interested in. But everything about the arc lights management and how to use them, or which ones you should delete, which ones you should keep on your inventory. All of that is already covered in my video from like 1 week or 2 weeks ago, that is called Everything About Arc Lights Management. Like I can dismantle one here that I don't care about and get one of these, and with 300 of these you can buy an arc light, an exclusive arc light for a character, like these ones. So yeah, it's easy to upgrade like that. The awakening part is the difficult. As you can see, this is the only character that I have past these many levels, and it's because you can get um, her materials to upgrade her awakening levels through the expedition, not through the realm of shadows like all the other characters in the game. And I don't have, as you can see, I don't really have all of these upgraded. I have it a little bit, just a little bit, because I don't really play this mode. You can see it's level 30 is the maximum level, but my tank, for example, is just level 17. Yeah, this is legendary gem, this is an epic one, this is a rare one, but still not level 20, not 25, not 30. Honestly, even with these characters that you're seeing with 48k combat power and so more than 40k power, I'm still struggling to keep up in the realm of shadows. And all of that is because I'm not playing by the meta rules. The meta on the realm of shadows is the same that on the multiplayer. You can only progress if you specifically use this tank, that is Sisita tank, the fearless chariot. This other tank, this mecha, as well as other two damage dealers and one support. You can use as your damage dealer's victim, this one right here, or Seshi, the No Death No Life one, or the anniversary variant, that is this one. And what do you need of them? This support you needed to give invulnerabilities to the team. Seshi, you need her to constantly stun an enemy and gain the first turn. You need both tanks, so you upgrade constantly your magical and physical defense while lowering the enemy's defense. And Victim can be there because it's an incredibly good character at nuking the enemy team. Like you upgrade the critical chance of this character, as well as the effect precision and the attack. You use this character to ult, you stun 3 or even 4 enemies on the enemy team, of course. You gain an entire round without the enemy being able to do anything. Your tanks protect you, while your Seshi or your support keeps finishing off the enemies. Like that is the team that you need for the Realm of Shadows. And when you find bosses like the Skeletal Dragon that you cannot do critical damage on those characters, on those bosses, for the special rules they play on right there. That and the angel that you find, then you change one of your damage dealers for, in this case, will be Tislopus Regina, because she's the best character on the bleed team compositions. So you can put bleed on the enemy, and the bleed will kill the enemy. In this case, the boss, the skeletal dragon or the angel. You kill them with bleed in cases that you cannot do critical damage with something like victim. Now that we have this new character, it's probably gonna be the last character in the game. uh, you can use it instead of Seshi or instead of Victim, because this character not only can do a lot of physical and magical damage with the assist that it does, because it has 20 for nature. You can get an extra 10 from the arc light, and 10 the dark flame charge with soul worker gives an extra 50. That means that you're gonna get like 80% assist rate, an extra critical 30% critical chance. Like for example, I have 63 plus 30, 93, almost the 100% critical chance. Those are the characters that you need for the Realm of Shadows. If you try to use something like Pestonia, for example, here, or the original Momon, the tank version of Shelter, Coquetus, or Albedo, you can get all the way to level or to floor 15 or 20, depending on how much power you have, and then you're gonna be like blocked. Like my Negrel is really powerful. Like she's fast, she has good attack, a lot of effect precision, so she constantly puts gaze on the enemy. She has a lot of assist rate, and she still struggles on the realm of shadows. My Momon is as well high attack. It has really nice capabilities. Has 40% crit, yes, but I pair him with characters that give crit, and his critical damage is insane, and as well as his counter damage, and still struggles on the Realm of Shadows. Honestly, Realm of Shadows and the Holy Ruins on the floors 16, 17, and so, or almost the pay to win ones. Like you really, really need the best relics possible, the best characters, six star characters, four or more stars on the arc lights to be able to keep up. Like honestly, if you are level or on the realm 15 of any Realm of Shadows section, leave it there. Like go and be happy, play other things, go to other modes because you're not gonna progress there. You're gonna get stuck unless you waste all your resources on those specific characters. Like for example, I don't want to max the meta characters because my favorite ones are the ones that I already have max. So I'm not gonna be progressing more there because the difficulty has been raised artificially to an extreme degree. And also, if you want one more way to increase the power of your characters is through the runes. Like you give them runes, you increase the attack, the health, the magical defense, the attack, the physical defense, and so as you can see, I don't have like the best runes. 180 that is epic, 160 that is legendary with two epic sub attributes, 140 with one rare sub attribute, and so like you see, right? And how do you get those things if you get stuck on the holy ruins? Well, the bosses right here, the forest worm that is all the way down here, and on the left, the skeletal dragon. Those bosses, when you defeat them, they will give you shards for characters. They will give you relics. They can give you uh, books to upgrade the skills of the characters, and they will also always give you at least one rune that is according to your level. The runes scale from 20 levels to 20 levels. So you're gonna get runes level 100, 120, 140, and so on. And I am level 188. That means I can only get uh, runes. Sorry, that means I can only get runes level 180. Even if I get like level 190, I will only be able to get runes that are 180. Only when I get to level 200, there will be like 20 levels of difference from the runes that I'm getting. I'm gonna be able to get runes that are level 200. So if you, for example, are level 180 or 180, sorry, 118, you're gonna get runes that are 100. Until you get to 120, you're gonna get runes that are 120. So try to do the bosses daily so you get runes that you can use here. And if, for example, let's say, oh, I have a lot of level 80 runes and I don't know what to do with them, you press the craft, you do this, and you upgrade the rarity of the rune. The max is a prismatic one, like this one. When they have this background, that is the best. The the best rarity you can get. If you want to upgrade it, you need these specific materials. And for that you need to dismantle the relics. You need to destroy some of them. You go here to dismantle and start like the relics. You start selecting the ones that you don't care or the ones that you know that you're never gonna be using. Like all of this. And that way you can upgrade the character or the power of your character. Like for example, look at my power. 176 950. I go here, I remove it, my power went down almost 2k. I go back, I put my rune and look at that. You saw that increase in my combat power. The runes give you a lot of that, as well as the unleash levels. If you do the goals with the characters, they're very easy. Like for example, getting the character to 6k power, 10k, and 15k power, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stars. They'll give you stats for all the characters on your account. So yeah, that will be it for now. I know this sounds very, very bad or unorganized, and it's because it's improvised. I got back from the school. I told this subscriber I was gonna do a little bit of a guide or a little video to give advice on what he asked me, and here it is. I'm literally improvising. I have no script and all of that. And also, uh, that person asking me for an SSR solution guide that is gonna be out soon. But I have tomorrow I have the guide of this tank. There's one of the most used tank or most popular tanks nowadays, and I'll have another guide for this character that is very, 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 very forgotten by everyone. Nobody uses it. No, not even myself. But I find the character kind of useful on the early game for certain compositions. So I'm gonna be posting guides about those two tomorrow. In like 4 or 5 days, maybe I will be able to do a guide about this new character. And if I can, this same day, I'm gonna be able to do the guide that have been requested that is about this character. So yeah, that will be it for now. Thanks for hearing my awful voice because I'm still sick, so my voice is horrible right now.